Jessica, I have to be honest. I'm very embarrassed because I totally underestimated you for so many reasons. I mean, I got Help at home on Blu-ray. I got Zero Dark 30 at home, but I didn't find time just to see them yet. And now I feel, I know, but now I feel obliged to see them because I just saw like the trailer of you like in Zero Dark 30, and I thought like, oh, she must be kind of like badass and very serious actress. So I don't know how this interview is going to be. Then I saw so many others of you, and I was very surprised. But then again, I saw also like you saying it was Disappearance of Eleanor Rigby.
Yes.
That you said one thing that you learned out of it was to relax. So apparently you used to be stricter to yourself than
yes, but when you
movie.
watch The Help, because that's the silliest I've ever been, and I did that much before Zero Dark 30 and everything. I think it depends for me on the role. You know, and who I'm acting with, and you know, James McAvoy is very silly and fun, so we had a good time on that set. The Help, we had a good time. Zero Dark 30, the subject matter was so, I mean, intense. It's about the woman looking for Osama bin Laden, so there wasn't a lot of joking on that set.
Okay, so that makes sense. But then I was also surprised to hear that the first scene that you shot for Interstellar was actually the one where you, without spoiling anything, but you're communicating via video message. So in this, but it's not a secret that you are the older Murph, so Cooper's daughter, and therefore I was like, kind of, how do you get like what exactly you are in? Because is it that you met like Mackenzie prior to that shoot that you would at least know, oh, this is what I used to look like? Was that important to you?
Well, yes, as an actor, you always have to know where the character comes from, right? I was lucky. I, of course, had the script, so I could read what had happened to her when she was a child. Hanging out with Mackenzie and thinking like, oh, how beautiful is she? And she's so bright and sweet and inquisitive. And what happens when someone so pure actually has such a traumatic emotional event happen when they're a child? They stop, right? They distrust the world. They kind of close emotionally. So that's what Murphy does as an adult. She hides. She's an astrophysicist, and she's trying to deal with the agricultural crisis, but it's through her work that she becomes open to ideas she had as a child, and she learns that love never goes away.
So I'm very glad that you just mentioned that what your job is within Interstellar. Otherwise, I would have thought that I'm giving it away. But is it that prior to this, also not only meeting Mackenzie, is it that you also been meeting like a bunch of like physicists and like scientists just to know what you talking about in that one? Because it looked kind of complicated.
It was really complicated. And I am not a physicist moonlighting as an actress. I, full on, do not have a science brain. So Kip Thorne is a leading theoretical physicist. He's our executive producer, and he was on set. So whenever I had questions, he was the man to speak to. It was great.
And also like one thing, the movies that I mentioned earlier, which I promise, which I will.
You have to watch them.
This weekend.
The Help is really good.
I know everybody keep on telling me that.
And I can tell you like want fun, silly things. And but you know, I'm not the redhead in that movie. I'm the blonde.
You're the blonde one.
Yes.
I saw the picture at least. Now
Okay.
it's not because I didn't want to come in and say like, yeah, I know your body of work and everything. I just wanted to be honest.
So basically, you've said you haven't seen anything I've ever done except for this.
Yes, pretty much as far
That's
as
all right.
I know.
It's fair. I've only been out for 3 years.
And there's another one coming up, which I'm also looking. Were you kind of the mobster wife or something?
Yeah,
like
Most Violent Year.
That's what I'm looking for. But the thing is, like, that's one of the questions that I asked on Matthew also, because like these movies are quite long, and also like he did like True Detective. So I'm wondering, is it even possible for you guys just to do like shorter movies by now? Because every movie has to be at least like 3 hours or something like that. Is that the future
Oh, that's funny
of your
you say
career?
that. No, well, you know, Most Violent Year is less than 2 hours. So I think it depends on the project. Depends on the director and the project.
Jessica, it's not that I don't mind, but thank you so much for having that time. All I can say, it's an amazing movie, and I'm looking forward to see all your movies. And next time, if we see each other again for whatever the project might be, I can tell you everything about the movie that you might have forgotten.
Thank you
Promise,
so
all right?
much.
Jessica, it was a pleasure.
Pleasure to speak with you.
Was machst du jetzt mit ihr?
Ich gebe ihr irgendwas Gemeinnütziges zu tun.
Können wir sie nicht fliegen lassen?
Dieses Ding muss lernen, sich anzupassen, Murph.
Okay, Leute, Masken auf.
Wie wir alle. Diese Welt ist schön. Aber sie sagt uns schon lange, wir sollen sie verlassen.
Die Generation ihrer Tochter ist die letzte, die auf der Erde überlebt. Sie sind der beste Pilot, den wir je hatten. Gehen Sie da raus und retten Sie die Welt.
Alle bereit, sich von unserem Sonnensystem zu verabschieden?
Von unserer Galaxie.
Dann los.
Wir sind da.
Wir wollen doch schnell darunter, oder?
In erster Linie wollen wir in einem Stück darunter.
Festhalten.
Wir haben eine Mission.
Diese Mission funktioniert nicht, wenn die Menschen auf der Erde tot sind, bis wir sie erfüllt haben.
Wir sind so weit gekommen. Weiter als jeder Mensch in der Geschichte.
Aber nicht weit genug. Machen wir was draus.
Richtung Berge!
Das sind keine Berge. Das sind Wellen.
Ich schaff's nicht!
Doch, das wirst du. Das wirst du.
Du wirst dich entscheiden müssen zwischen deinen Kindern und der Zukunft der Menschheit.
Wir finden einen Weg. Wir haben immer einen gefunden.